in different sort of areas. So we are going to get this match underway, and I do believe it is myself and Boyo the ones who are going to be taking us through. Boyo, I want you to tell me, what are your thoughts on this matchup? How are each team going to go?
I feel like it should be going in SRG's favour, but as mentioned, of course, they are now having to play on that higher ping, which it won't be a big disadvantage. They are used to it, but it'll be a small change as opposed to what they were used to at the LAN setting, where they were making the kind of big runs, beating some really great teams there, G2 in particular, with the 3-0 sweep. It'll be maybe a bit of a time to adjust to, but also I think the main person to watch on the pitch, well, first of all on SRG is going to be O'Callid. You know, we didn't see him at LAN. Pretty simply, he's coming in now, he is the main man on the roster. We didn't get to see him at LAN, we're seeing him again back online with TRK, with Ahmad. They are a great team, and we know that about them, but another player I really want to keep a close eye on is Emery. He is such a good player, and I think he's just starting to make his stride once again. I'm curious, just today, how he's going to help this Navi roster. Will he prepare them to victory? Well, seemed like not the best of starts, it's 1-0 for SRG, and only a minute gone.
Look at that, TRK, fantastic control on the ball, fakes out that flip reset, bit of an overcommit as well on the backline. Emery, bit too close to his teammate, although he couldn't really do much about that next shot, could he? That was an absolute screamer from Ahmad to that top corner. Sandrock Gaming starting off strong here, Boyo.
A good start for Sandrock. The ball pulled back. And a clear off to the side. Emery. Touch upfield. There's no success just yet. And we have the sidewall to pass it in centre. It could be a goal off the crossbar. Still not enough.
Getting close there, weren't they, Navi? Finally showing what sort of attacking stature they have on the field. They may have just needed a little bit of time to warm up, but look at that, Ahmed, so well prepared for that save. Tigray did have a powerful shot, but from that far out, you can't really expect to be challenging this Sandrock Gaming side. They're so solid in defense. They're so solid in their attack. I mean, look at this. Navi looking wide open at the back. A shot comes through from TRK, which slams the crossbar.
As the ball falls back out to the midfield, it is Ahmad. Pass off to the side, a good save right there, sent up high, TRK challenged well. It's a slow starting game for Navi. They've been facing the brunt of the attack, but finally breaking through for a bit of a chance of their own, but it'll be easy saves all around for the Sandrock defense. Half the game approaching, met well by Ahmad, shot on net save by Dead Monster. Rolling rounds and a simple miss on the ball right there. They sent back up the other end, TRK and Ahmad waiting back, whereas O'Callid rotating into that back line right now. Sandrock Gaming trying to find number 2 on the board, but stuck in the defense for a little bit of time. Still not a worry for them.
So far, Sandrock Gaming, they've just looked comfortable at this point in time. It doesn't look like they've matched their full pace just yet. They've still got more to give, especially with players like Ahmad on the team, who's already put in a few really dangerous shots for Sandrock to deal with. But as soon as Sandrock have to deal with the shots from Navi, they don't really seem to be able to do so here.
And Ahmad just losing control right there. O'Callid tries to get a touch on it, gets a bump instead, but immediately misses the ball. Half the game has gone by, 1 apiece the scoreline in game number 1. We are all tied up. Swaces is now Lily for Sandrock, but that has been quickly taken away, but it might be reinstated. The shot's high, the follow from Ahmad.
Oh!
Also going to be saved.
My word, that was close, wasn't it there? The miss on the backboard. I believe it was Tigray, the culprit that actually did make a simple miss. We've seen that a couple times now, haven't we? Sandrock Gaming, it is understandable, especially with their ping. And now Navi, even though they are in Europe, they're still making some simple plays. Look a little bit more difficult than they should be. Still in the midfield though, Sandrock Gaming putting the pressure on. Emery, the substitute player for Navi, coming on forward, starting off this attack as well, but cleared away easily by TRK.
A clear out to the side and a miss there from Den Monster. It's TRK for the shot to the top corner. It is going miles wide. And Sandrock Gaming going to try and pummel that defense, but Tigray had great control of the ball. He'll win a 50 upfield as well. Follow up from Den Monster. It could be dangerous. It could be a goal. Emery's shot off the back. Nobody there to receive. A double demo. A chance for TRK. It could result in a goal if he gets his touch. O'Callid's here. The shot saved in the line. There's a scramble in the Navi defense, but they do keep it alive. They do keep it out, and we remain 1 apiece.
I think the word scramble there is a perfect way to describe what was going on. We couldn't really see any sort of rotation coming through. Neither could Navi at all. Oh my word, Emery, brilliant save to stop Sandrock Gaming regaining that lead that they had. TRK over to the side, looking for the corner touch as well, is simply just touched to the side away. Sandrock Gaming, they're putting a bit more pressure on. They're taking the control, which we know they're so good with the ball, especially with players that always play the 1v1 playlist, and that is going to be a huge advantage to them, that they have that sort of play. Dead Monster as well on the side of Navi could be doing just the same way. He can beat 2 players on his own, maybe 3 if he comes out with a fantastic play. Just like I speak about him, he is there, and TRK, a wonderful 50, brings possession right back to Sandrock Gaming.
And we're talking about 1v1 players as well. Another very strong 1v1 player who's unfortunately not playing on the Navi side today is Louis P, who, as we mentioned, subbing out at that LAN event. So it is a downside for Navi here, losing that kind of 1v1 talent, whereas Sandrock are pretty much all around really good 1v1 players, especially, of course, Khaled and TRK, but Ahmad as well. So it's an all-around really solid team in that 1v1 style, and it looks like we're going to have an OT. Oh, barely though. It was on the line saved.
It was quite close, wasn't it? You could sort of tell in our voices that we were a little bit worried about what was going on there for Sandrock. Surprisingly, not playing at their best, going straight into this. A good chance there for Navi as well. Caught by TRK. Emre over to the side, looks for the double as well into the corner. Will be Ahmed now, dribbling downfield, looks for the flip reset. Instead, just goes for the 50 with Tigray, who does come out stronger in that one off the ceiling. Can he get the read? No, TRK, so quick to respond, will just take that chance away.
Emery in centre, but no one there to receive. It was a quick start for Sandrock, but since that first goal, they are yet to find anything else. Okal trying to get that breakthrough, but to no avail just yet. Sent back out to the corner. Navi have control. They're making the passes in centre. The challenge there will be easily defended. Tigray slips it under the crossbar. Not going to be enough. It will be saved and cleared away once again. Approaching a minute of OT. And we just keep on going. Game number 1. An incredibly close start to the series, which looks like it's going to be an incredibly close series.
We went to 7 last time, didn't we, Boyo? Could be looking at the same sort of thing, but I don't see this going as a reverse sweep, because these guys are looking a lot more closely matched than what we had previously. Emre coming on through. Ahmad, brilliant save to stop him. However, the attack is still not over. Navi still coming forward here, passing to Mill. Emre, pass back across. The man is there, he hits the post. Brilliant chance for Nasus Vincere, but they can't find the shot to be on target.
It was a great pass, but the shot just goes away. TRK now back up the other end. The pass out, met by Ahmad off the back ball, but a huge clear from Emery, and TRK has to rush back, stretch for the save. He will find it, but it's Navi back on attack. Can Sandrock Gaming keep this out of their net? Emery sends it high, sends it long. Dead Monster tries to receive, but it's T-Way to back off. All over this ball with Navi, but TRK to Ahmad. The pass off to the ceiling of the net. TRK comes diving in, and Sandrock take game 1.
That's a brilliant bit of play. TRK sending it so far away, and Ahmad clearly communicating where he was on the field perfectly for as well for TRK to then follow up, to know what was going to happen once again. Sandrock Gaming, they didn't look at their best, but they did just about enough to secure their victory. There's a long way to go though. Navi, they were contenders. They really did show they had the ability to bring the game to Sandrock Gaming. They just need to work a little bit on their shooting accuracy, then that could be the key for them to go forward and possibly find a few more goals.
Well, that game 1 could not have got any closer. Unfortunately for Navi, they could not find it at the end. They had a great chance over that pass from Emery to, I believe it was, I'm trying to remember who it was, and I believe it was Dead Monster, but the shot missed was, an unfortunate one to miss, and that would have been the winner. Now coming into game number 2, Navi will be looking to try and get a lead as soon as possible, because Sandrock are good at scoring, they are good at defending. We've seen it after they conceded that 1 goal. They faced about 50 more shots on their net, and they saved every single one of them. They just need to do something fast, and all Navi need to do.
At this point in time, looks like the first blood could be going to Sandrock Gaming. Still on the attack there, Ahmad. Off the ceiling, sends it so quickly downfield. There's another miss coming out from Tigray into the middle. Khaled trying to make the shot on. It's going to be dropping down. Emre, the first one to clear things up. Emre so far actually looking like he's fitting in quite comfortably into this Navi roster. Doesn't really look like they're missing out on having Louis P as well, which comes to me as a little bit of a surprise. Emre, clearly, you rate him as a fantastic player. I think he's also just as good, but being a substitute player, I thought that would be a bit of a difference, but clearly not.
Almost kept out on the line, but Tigray sending that ball low. It will be touched by Dead Monster, but not stopped. It just travels on through, and a 1-0 start for Navi is exactly the position they want to be in this second game. They had a difficult continuation for game 1. They've got the great start in game number 2. Can they hold this lead though, or will Sandrock meet them back with one of their own?
Will be Khalid. Down to TRK. That's so quick. How they can just all of a sudden go on the attack. There's still a lot of pressure on. They're not relenting whatsoever. Good chance for Khalid. Puts it into Ahmad. Though the pass was intercepted. Ahmad backflipping in to try to make some sort of interception. TRK still dropping it down into the middle. Is cleared away by Navi. Will be Emre up to the air. Tries to bring it past Ahmad. Ahmad using every little bit of boost that he had to make that stop. Now after the backboard, double tap available off the crossbar, still there, and Khalid! Deadmonster make the save! Sandrock Gaming, they're putting the pressure on, but they can't quite find a target or find a way through Navi's defense.
Another big save from Navi. Still, Sandrock Gaming hunting. And they will
there we go.
There we go. Deadmonster gets demoed the net, the defense is all gone anyway. And one simple mistake gives Sandrock a goal.
He was talking about hunting literally half a second before that demo came on through. Perfectly timed, might I say, boy, so well done to you, but also well done to Sandrock Gaming. They needed the opening to finally make their way through, and they did that through a demo of their own. They didn't wait for a mistake, they didn't force it through mechanics. It was a nice and simple run and gun, which allowed them to have that opportunity, and this could open the floodgates for them. Sandrock Gaming, when they become confident, when they get going, they are relentless. They will not stop on the attack. Ahmed shot on net. Tigray brilliantly coming across to make the save.
TRK bringing that pass in sensor. Good 50 once again. We just hit it past another and approaching half the time gone on by. Bumped there in the corner and Emery trying to flick it upfield. A scramble by Sandrock in the back corner of the backboard. TRK with no teammate to follow up means the play will just continue, but to no goal just yet. Ahmad has got the flip, cannot find the goal. Off the side, the ball will bounce, but Navi has an opening.
Big chance.
They don't have a goal. That should have been in. That's a follow-up, and that is saved as well. Navi should be 2-1 up.
That is horrendous. I don't know really what was at fault. The pass or the positioning from Emre seemed to be both of them could have been the error made. Either one of them to give up a little bit of their pace or position themselves just that tad better, especially with the pass. Could have been a chance for Navi to regain the lead that they have fought so hard for in this series. They let Sandrock come on forward after that 1-0 lead. They just stayed a little bit too defensive. They seemed to be comfortable with that 1-0 lead. In fact, it seemed to be a mistake that they decided to play a little bit more defensive, and now they have to go on the offensive to even have a chance to win this game too.
Up high it will go. TRK, flip reset, he tries to go low, but a good bit of defense there by Emery. Game number 2 looking like a very similar tale to game number 1. We could potentially have another 1-1 OT if things continue in this manner. But Emery trying to change that fate. He gets past one, he goes under another. Good save by Khalid on the line, barely catches the ball. TRK outplays one in the 1v1. Tries to get past another, but they have Khalid as well. Off to the side, the ball will roll on through. TRK off the back wall. It's a clear upfield the other end. Navi holding their own. But if they let this game slip, then could get a little bit dangerous.
Oh, maybe this is the chance for Khalid. Edgeable 1-on-1, Emre. Brilliant defending to make the save. Not relenting though at all is TRK. Trying to put the ball back into the centre. Once again though, it does find its way into the middle. Khalid, the one coming forward, pressuring the ball and pressuring Navi to make anything happen. Ahmad sends it across field. Will be Deadmonster. Good first touch to bring it past one. Stays close to the ball. Can't quite beat out TRK. TRK looking for the dunk on Tigray. Khalid. Fantastic mechanics and recovery speed to come on through there. Ahmad. Over to TRK. TRK some boost in the tank. Does get the second play off the sideball. The touch as well onto the backboard. Ahmad there for the shot. Tigray makes the save. The pressure though still not over Tigray. Trying to come out now, 0 boost in the tank. Chance here for Deadmonster, all the way to the corner. Can he dab it down? Right into the danger area, yes he can. But TRK holds strong on that one, lets the ball touch the ground, and we have overtime.
Our second overtime of the series. Once again, 1-1 the scoreline. Of course, Sandrock took it in game number 1. Oh, we have a similar fate for game number 2 and see them go 2-0 up in the series. Or will Navi be able to find this one? They give us a tied series at 1 apiece. Well, in comes O'Cal trying to fake out the oncoming attacker, Tigre. Into that ball far. A demo on O'Cal, but easily defended by TRK, dribbling that outfield. No boost in the tank. He'll be hard to make it past. Amma trying to clean things up, but the defense is wide open. Where was Sandrock going? Well, where did they go?
What? That is a question which is quite difficult to answer, to be honest with you. Boy, they just seem to roam around the field, possibly looking for some boost or looking for demos rather than respecting the attack from Na'Vi. And when they get the one open opportunity, they do take it right up. And that seemed like a bit of a throw from Sandrock. They had the majority of the control in that match, yet in the end, they do lose it out to one simple mistake.
Yeah, very, very strange there by the Sandrock Gaming side. They all just kind of drove upfield, drove away, and the net was wide open. It was a very simple goal to score there for Na'Vi because it really should not have been in. Disappointing to say the least, but either way, the CD is now 1 apiece.
That is what is going on at this time. Game 3 underway. The winner of this one getting themselves ever closer. O'Callaghan, brilliant double tap. Emre matches it with the save. Once again, there will be Tigre. Downfield, Emre tries to pass it back to a teammate, does find Dead Monster. Dead Monster's touch, though, does go a little bit AWOL. Will be O'Callaghan. Good first touch, takes to the sky, trying to get that flip reset. Tigre so quick to challenge, out of absolutely nowhere as well. 1v1 chance with Ahmad. Can't quite beat him there. Emre to the backboard. Can he find that double to send it down into the center? No, it is cleared away by Sandrock.
In the low-scoring games, only 3 goals scored in both games so far, and I expect this game to be a similar tale. Sandrock Na'Vi, a tie in the series. 1 apiece, the score will lie, and it's Tigre trying to break that deadlock and put Na'Vi into that leading position, sending that ball upfield. Nothing just yet. O'Callaghan gonna lose possession. We received well here. It's Tigre going the distance, but challenged once again by O'Callaghan. Emery tries to get a piece of it and hold them out, but no success just yet. Amma looks for the bumble. Get a tap on Emery, but nothing too successful. It is a Na'Vi controlled game at the moment, but Sandrock trying to get a bit of their own.
Sandrock Gaming aside, which obviously coming back from the recent major in Stockholm, performing fantastically, which we did allude over in the pre-show to this game. Maybe they're still not really feeling so up for it in this match. The hype that you get from being at a LAN is not something which can be matched by these games which you have to play online. And whenever you do go into them afterwards, you don't feel the same sort of adrenaline, which could be the difference. Shot here, TRK, quick to react and make the save. Dead Monster off the ceiling, can it get another touch? Looks for that flip reset, but it is cleared away by O'Callaghan.
The clear away made by TRK. He brings it in towards centre, and the dive on it by Amma, not enough. TRK pass back out to O'Callaghan. Here's Emery back up the other end. He gets it past one, he's got low push trying to find a path. It was sent back to his own back ball instead, and in comes TRK. It's a shot on net, it's a goal as well. And Sandrock Gaming find the first of game 3.
That's brilliant play from O'Callaghan there, and TRK to read that backboard touch so quickly as well, to find the angle on top of that. Na'Vi should have been defending that. It was a simple clear to make. 3 of them surrounding that area as well. You'd expect someone to be pushing that almost every single time. Can they extend it to 3? No, the shot just off target, and Na'Vi once again get away with it.
Well, clear off to the side and half the game gone. 1-0 the scoreline for Sandrock, but every single game so far has become a 1-1 scoreline by the time overtime has came about. Will it be the same again? Will Na'Vi find their first of game number 3 to tie things up? We're looking for a chance right now, but a good clear from O'Callaghan will deny the opportunity, and it is Tigre to his back wall, looking to try and break through.
Dead Monster in this corner, making things a little bit difficult for himself. Tigre, though, does come along. That will be O'Callaghan off his own corner, trying to bring that dribble all the way round. Ahmed sends a long clear downfield. Emery quick to intercept it. Into Dead Monster. Shot on net is fast. O'Callaghan does come through to make that save still, though. Na'Vi not letting that ball go away, hunting it down still. Emery, good touch past Ahmad, down into Dead Monster. Another shot goes through O'Callaghan with another save on that one. Seems to be the main man in the defense for Sandrock Gaming at this time. Over the ball is sent really long downfield. led by Dead Monster though in his own corner. Gets a bit of a misflip actually, the mechanics not really doing them too well here. Tigray tries to get that ball into the center, looking for the pinch, does find it down as well. Ahmad will get the clear.
And center it will go. Launch upfield, TRK, Ahmad cannot connect. They pass it down to the side. A pass back in center, no one to receive. Once again, a minute approaching on the clock. The ball falls in center, but to no avail. Sandrock looking to just hold their lead and go 2-1 up in the series. Will Navi a little bit, who knows, but Sandrock are doing everything they can to make it happen.
Seems like they're taking the same sort of role as what Navi did in one of the previous matches where they had the 1-0 lead, but then decided to just sit back and allow their opposition to come forward and just put a bit of pressure on the net, and all they wanted to do was play for the 50s to slow the game down and just to not allow that one open opportunity for the goal to come through. And we saw that they got punished. The same thing could be happening to Sandrock Gaming here. They are just allowing Navi to come on forward, take the ball. They're wanting to slow it down, and that could be a bit of a mistake. A 2-goal cushion is clearly a lot better than a 1-goal cushion. That should be what they're looking for. 20 seconds left, boyo. Navi still with a chance here.
50-50 will fall away. 10 seconds on the clock. Navi, realistically, just one last chance, and it's here from Emery. And it fights it through. Will be saved by Ahmad, saved again. And the clock ticks on down.
What is going on?
Sandrock Gaming are just holding them back in the corner. That will be the game. And 2-1 the series score.
That was just complete carnage, wasn't it, in that corner? Was everyone just surrounding that ball at the last second just to stop it going in the net? It was like a literal brick wall was placed around the ball, not just in front of the goal, to just stop Navi getting anywhere near it. They did manage to hold on in the end, but I don't think that's going to work as we progress on throughout this series. They need to become a bit more wanting to extend that lead, because the more goals you can get, the more you can push your opposition down and really assert your dominance over them to make sure that you come in as a team who are looking better. You have the confidence, you're taking the confidence away from Navi to push on forward. The score series is 2-1 now, boyo. Can Navi decide to bring it back? And Sandrock, can they continue on this run that they're going through?
Can Sandrock do it? If they win this game, they will head to match point. But Navi will be looking to tie this series up with a win of their own. 2-1 the series score. A very important game here for Navi, one that they really need to win. Because still coming back, of course, from a 3-1 is possible. Incredibly difficult. Here's a chance though early on. It'll be Tigray to score. 1-0.
That's a lovely shot, isn't it? Dead Monster sending it all the way downfield. Tigray so quick and so precise to get out to the ball. He did have to make a small adjustment, but Ahmed on the rotation back, not able to return quite quick enough. And there we have it. Sandrock Gaming falling at the hands of Natus Vincere. Will that carry on through? We have quite a long way to find out if Sandrock can bring it back.
Plenty of time indeed. Not even a minute gone by. Only 1-0 for Navi. It's TRK up to O'Khaled. That's to the backboard. It will be saved. Ahmad sends it back in towards centre. But no one there to follow it up. TRK comes diving in. O'Khaled, last man back.
Oh!
The shot is off the post, bouncing out. Incredibly close over Navi to find a second. Yet to have a 2-goal lead. Could it change in this game here? Instead, it might be a tied-up game very, very soon, as the shots from Sandrock are getting incredibly close.
Will be TRK of his own backboard. Challenged by Tigray as well. Ahmad now coming forward. Emre so quick to the ball. He's really showing what he's got on the field. Every single time he does go and pressure it, he's so quick to get up to that play. Make sure that he gets the touch that he wants, whether that's going to be a pass into a teammate, simply just beating out one player and trying to find a 50 in the next. Look at that flip reset from Dead Monster, causing panic in the back line, and Tigray will go through and find his and Navi's second.
That really should have been saved there. The O'Khaled touch out was not good enough, and then Ahmad not able to make it up to the top corner in time. 2-0 for Navi, 90 seconds gone. The first time that Navi have had a 2-goal lead in this series. They're looking to try and take game number 4 and tie up this series. Plenty of time left, of course. Not the best of start for Sandrock for this 4th game.
It's going to put a lot more confidence into Navi as well, isn't it, at that point in time? Having the 2 goals ahead, And now they're actually looking like they're wanting to go forward and score more goals. This is exactly what I was asking for throughout the last match and in the downtime between this one too, Boyo, where they just seem to sit around and just wait for their opposition to come on forward and want to go for the 50s. But now they're actually wanting to put the pressure on. They seem confident in their ability to go forward and score more goals. And it looks like the play that is doing that best for them is that quick boom forward. A player there to try and get the shot down onto there to just cause a little bit of carnage, bit of panic in the backline of Sandrock Gaming. And then the next player to come through and get that final touch to finally defeat their prey, in which what Sandrock Gaming are just right down their sights.
Coward, TRK, what a shot. What do you say about it? Great shot by TRK off the pass from Coward, an absolute rocket to net. You're going to be hard pressed to find a save on that one. 2-1 now for Navi. They do still have the lead, but for how long will it last?
That's exactly what they wanted, just showing that Navi are the only ones that can play that sort of style where they just send it long downfield to meet a player to put the shot in, especially TRK there. Something that Sandrock Gaming are so proficient at is getting the power in every single shot that they have. Khaled known specifically in 1v1 to have possibly the best shooting, arguably, in the world when it comes to that game mode. And he's bringing it over here and possibly teaching his teammates on how to do it as well. Sandrock Gaming bring themselves back into this one. Navi just need another goal to secure themselves once again. Looking to search for it here as well. Emre into the center. Look at that for a double off the corner. Putting a lot of pressure on Sandrock Gaming, but they do survive.
Now clear back up the other end. Dead Monster trying to redirect it into the back of the net. 90 seconds left for game number 4. Sandrock, if they win this game, will head to match point. If Navi win this, we'll have a tied up series once again. Currently Navi holding that leading position. Will it last?
No
That's
way.
A big launch up field. That's the goal. We have a tied up game.
Oh my word. What? Wow, Dead Monster just annihilated by Khaled in that play, and Emre just caught out a bit too far forward in the rotation, leaving the net open, and the pace that ball went flying downfield. All he could do was just watch it as it went over his head and went into the back of his net. 2-2 here.
A huge dunk. Brings Sandrock Gaming back to a tie position. Here's Emre, back up the other end. It'll be on the line, saved. A clear back up the other end now. It's big launches from Sandrock. They're trying to win this one in regulation. TRK, good challenge. It comes in centre. That might slip on by off the post. It will bounce. Demos gets a touch off to the side, but in comes TRK, trying to drop it through.
No.
Gets the reset on it, but he cannot bring it round. Ahmad rises high. It is an absolute scramble in the back half for Navi, and they just try their absolute hardest to defend.
They're struggling though now. Sandrock Gaming just being ridiculous on attack. They're so creative as well when they get their hands on that ball. Look at this for Khaled, almost putting that ball into the center. Still a good chance here though. Dead Monster over to Emre. Emre popping it down for Tigray. Dead Monster takes over. Shot coming through. Khaled makes a save. Counter-attack chance is now on. Zero boost in attack for Khaled though. Does make things difficult. Tigray not the best touch into the middle. No one is there from Sandrock Gaming. They're just wanting the overtime. Emre's come on through. He does almost take the ball to the ground. Maybe one more chance for Sandrock to put it down. No, no one will be there. And we do have overtime.
Ahmad unable to read the touch. We have another OT. This series loves giving us OTs into its spaces. We have another one for game number 4, as I keep on mentioning. If Sandrock win it, they head to match point. If Navi win it, we have the series all tied 2 apiece. Upfield the ball will be sent as Tigray a tap in towards centre. Net well there off the sidewall as Ahmad to bring it in centre. A bump on one and a fall back out to the corner. Emre getting battered and bruised around. They must have bumped off this ball, and comes TRK, sent high off the ceiling. It will bounce. Ahmad once again off the corner now. Up high comes O'Coward. He gets one touch, gets another.
Good demo.
In centre for TRK. The shot is miles high. The pressure is there. Back counter attack could be dangerous.
Emre seeming to struggle a bit more now. Maybe the lack of experience, which Danny Boy was talking about as well, he's starting to shine through a tad. He seems to be rushing things a bit too much now, especially in his rotation where all he does is make things difficult for himself off the crossbar. Emre, the bumps from his teammates really were the ones that allowed that shot to even be slightly dangerous, as it was initially just had no power, no precision behind it. Another shot coming through. Oh no, it's saved! By an own teammate as well. It's wide open at the back too. And my oh my, what a turnaround. And TRK takes Sandrock Gaming to match point.
How on earth was that saved? Somehow that ball was kept out, and that is a win for Sandrock Gaming. They take the game, they head to match point. 3-1 the series score now, and Navi will be kicking themselves that didn't go in.
I think that's an understatement, boyo. Kicking themselves and that didn't go in. They're going to be seething that they didn't make their way through there. I believe it was Emre on the line that actually was the one to save the shot, which is heartbreaking for them. And as soon as that touch was sent down into the middle, they had the easy pass right over to Khaled, who just simply all he needed to do, which he does every single time, is just fire the ball long downfield to secure that victory for Sandrock Gaming. All the pressure is now on Navi. They need 3 games in a row. Do you think they can do it, boyo?
I mean, I think theoretically they can, but after a loss like that, it's a very hard one to have to come back from, and Sandrock have been looking very strong. I'm going to be honest with you, I have Sandrock taking it in this 5th game here.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe it's going to be Navi having an early good start here. Not able to do so this time around. Will be Khaled in the midfield. Ahmad. Fantastic first touch, but Dead Monster does read it. TRK beaten in the midfield. Khaled, calm and composed at the back, does beat out one. Dem in the midfield opens up some space. Emre gets challenged. Ahmad, good chance to go for it. Instead, he does back out as he sees Dead Monster in his sight. Will be Khaled, read by Emre. TRK, the next player to take the ball. Just get challenged by Emre once again. Tigray, a bit of a miss. We've seen him do this a few times now. Sandrock Gaming do need to start punishing that a little bit more, as a huge mistake like that just provides so many opportunities.
1 minute gone. A goal yet to be scored. This first goal will be very important for whoever finds it. If Sandrock can find it, they can just defend to their heart's content. If Navi find that they've got a lot to hold on to. And comes Ahmad, sending the ball higher. An attempted bump there on Tigray will not be found. The Dead Monster off to the back wall. He can't connect on it, but not enough boost to beat out Khaled. The clear away. Tigray has to rush back. He's got no boost. Finally finds the corner. They're stuck in the row 2. TRK will break through for a moment. Ahmad, a good dunk. Still no goal just yet.
Sandrock Gaming, they are having the majority of the field control at this point, boyo. Then they just need to find that one open chance again. They seem to be getting the ball down into the center, but no one there to actually put that last shot away. They're sort of throwing the ball about, hoping that something works. Not really thinking about exactly how they're going to do it. Look at that, Khaled just overcommitting on the rotation forward. Maybe it's going to be a big punish as well. Good chance there is taken away. Wow, what a shot that is though. From TRK on a quick turn as well. Just shows what Sandrock Gaming can do when they do have that little bit of time and that little bit of space. They have the mechanics, they have the ability to shoot, and they have the defense as well, all ready to deploy at any moment they decide to. And Navi, they just need to be careful of that. They have to be aware and respect what Sandrock can do.
A clean up field of Khaled, pass out, and Ahmad finishes it off, makes it 1-0 Sandrock. Half the game just about gone by. And Sandrock, a great start.
Once again, they do the old play of just sending it long downfield and then the player just turning aggressively to receive that pass. Just shows again how effective the comms are with this team, that they just call out anything that they want to do. I'm sure there Ahmad was saying, oh yeah, I'm just going to turn forward. Obviously a lot faster than just what I said there, but TRK just listening, able to find the pass, pointing it out with a lovely bit of play as well on that. And Navi in a bad spot. Tigray though, fantastic trickery to try and bring it through. The mind games could be a system that Navi could utilize. Only 2 minutes left on the clock to try and save their skins.
Save there on the line, but sent up high once more. Ahmad needs to get it cleared away, looking for a dunk. We'll find it. 2 minutes on the clock. A big demo, but Ocala can't make it in time. In comes TRK. Navi are stuck in their own half, and Sandrock keep on shooting. They're looking for goal number 2 to try and cement this victory for game 5. They don't want to go any further in the series. They want to over and done with now, and in comes Ahmad. Looking for the fake. Not work out, but then comes O'Callaghan. He goes all the way by himself. About 10 touches later as they go. We need to count the touches right here, Spaces. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I think it was 3.
It was, I don't know, mate. It was either 3 or 4, something like that. But it doesn't matter how many he got. He just simply played with his food, didn't he, there? He just saw it on a plate and was like, nah, that's a little bit too easy. I'm not using a knife and fork. I'm just going to use my chopsticks on the side as well as just a random knife or something to utilize at the same time. As that's what Sandrock Gaming can do. They can use any sort of cutlery that you give them.
Sandrock Gaming having a tremendous series. They had one blip of a game where they just kind of lost control, but otherwise, although they've been close games, they have been very, very solid, very, very controlling as well. Now with a minute left, Navi are going to have to do something amazing if they want to bring this back. But I don't think it's going to happen. I feel like this is just going to be a Sandrock win right here.
Sandrock Gaming into midfield will be Ahmad looking for the double as well. Gets it right across into the centre of net. O'Callaghan with a chance. Can't quite find the shot. Tigray now. Good first touch. Wants to try and spark an attack here very quickly as well, because that's what Navi need. They can't be waiting around. They can't allow this side of Sandrock Gaming to just hold the possession of the ball. They need to pressure. They need to be proactive with the play. Maybe Emre can do just that. Down into the corner. Tigray just getting a touch which has simply no value whatsoever. Just smashing it against the backboard, and Sandrock, they're going to be reading those touches with ease.
On the ball will come centre. Last chance for Navi. And that last chance has been utterly and completely missed. The clock will tick on down. So formality at this stage, it seems like Sandrock Gaming are keep on making the saves. They are ready to celebrate now, because of course celebrations won't be lasting for too long, because they will have to put in that bit of worry, because they will be facing Dignitas in the semi-finals. Sandrock Gaming take down Navi in the quarter-finals, and moving on to the semi, moving on to top 4. And Navi, our second team of the day, eliminated. They put in a good effort, having 3 overtimes in that series, but it was not enough in the end. They fall at the end, and Sandrock come out on top.
Yeah, Sandrock were just more consistent, were they, across the whole series, taking it all the way home. And they have Dignitas to face in the next round. That is a match which I'm sure the whole of chat were just calling out for, weren't they? And I'm sure Weeby wanted to watch that as well, as that one is going to be an absolute banger. Navi, they did put up a good fight, especially using their sub as well. They're not going to be playing at their best. Emre was struggling towards the end there, seemed to get a little bit ahead of himself, not really staying composed, which did show the lacking of Navi in that whole series.
It was a good series by Sandrock. Not the best from Navi. It could have been better, but of course they were playing with a stand-in at the end of the day, so I don't know too much against them, but a great performance nonetheless. And I'm excited for that Sandrock versus Dignitas series, because a series player get to really see is them at full power against Dignitas, who have been looking great lately. So that'll be an exciting one. But up next, it is Endpoint versus Team Queso, which is also going to be an incredibly exciting one, because Endpoint coming through as the #1 seed just due to their RLCS performance, top 8 if I'm remembering correctly at the major.
Yes, correct.
So
yes,
it's going to be interesting to see how they fare against Queso, the new kids on the block, I would say, in Europe. So after the break, we'll have a quick chat about that one, and we'll see you in.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. After that short break, we return with the next series up, ready, and waiting for you. But before we do that, we're going to be introducing a new set of casters that will be joining us in the booth for this next series. And alongside that, a quick thank you to all our partners that allow us to make these events possible. Intel, Telus, NRJ, Melty, Esports Insider, Riccobono, the ones that to thank you very much to those. Magnum as well, I'm sure you could have a bit of a pleasure of one of those. Get yourself an ice cream to enjoy while watching this next series. Plazer as well, a streaming service which allows all users to watch videos, clips on demand through their devices on mobile and PC. Hyperus, a source of wonderful products where you can make sure you relax yourself after a tough day or a tough game of football, whatever sport it is, or your thumbs to have a bit of a relax after a sweaty gaming session. And finally, it will be Nice Cactus, the ones helping us support this event. They put on fantastic events throughout every single month for every single game as well. 2,000 in total is the amount they normally put on, and you yourself can join because it's catering for every single level of whatever game you play. And also, not to mention the two other games which are part of the Monaco Gaming Show in Fortnite, and I believe it is Warzone as well. But other than that, I want to welcome Spooks and Danny Boy into the casting booth. Danny, I'm going to start with you. What did you think of that series?
Well, that series was incredible throughout, Swaces. It was Sandrock who dominated. Sandrock, that was from Sweden, as you described it earlier. And Boyo, I know we have Spooks here, the sort of the Navi caster from, of course, the last regional, who was sitting there sort of going, this was going to be a difficult one. But we both have a great appreciation for Embry. That was at least a decent showing from him. Let's want to see more from him in the future, though.
Yeah, and definitely I'm excited to see more from him in the future, to see where he ends up on our roster, maybe see if URLCS runs out of him, if he so can make it in the next split, but that's all for the future there. It was a decent performance on this Navi team just filling in, but they were against Sandrock. They couldn't do enough. Sandrock are a powerhouse team at the moment. They have proven themselves to be so good. They are a team to beat, and now, well deservingly, in that semi-final spot. It's going to be very tough for Dignitas waiting there as well.
Well, potentially very much difficult as well, too. We could sit here and have a longer debate on that series, but I would like to shift the attention, gentlemen, to this next series as well, too. And speaking about Major, it is Endpoint coming into this one, played 131 games so far during the main RLCS season. And Swaces, Relate Wave, probably one of the decent players, but I want to maybe slightly focus on Matsunora's, the very much the oldest player probably in some people's eyes. We'll know Spooks get a good giggle of that slightly later, of course. They, and specifically him, looks rejuvenated.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, this team as well, Seiko just seems to be a player which has just uplifted them as well a little bit more. Metsonoris, as you say, the veteran player on this roster, just brings that supportive character into the game. He likes to be the man just to roam around the field, collect up the dust, which Relating Wave and Seiko just leave behind, making sure they stay solid in rotation, collecting anything that goes a little bit wrong, and he is that secure player which really does bring a lot of rigidity to this roster.
Well, potentially that sort of roster as well, too, as you saw briefly there on the bracket there. The two semi-finalists at least confirmed their Dignitas and Sandrock Gaming, but we are definitely moving down to the Endpoint, Queso, Vitality and Liquid. We will have future comments about that Liquid series, especially from myself. But Spooks, the opposition side, Queso, coming into this one here. I must say, as a roster here, the coach, like yourself, Nick, who has came out slightly of nowhere here, has at least a decent set of results here. What is the goal from them coming into this tournament? Is it to win here, or is it at least just get one upset and that's a good day's work for them?
I think as a Team Queso side, you are always looking to maybe win. They are on a bit of a high, of course, with their last regional event going quite well, actually, getting into that 5th to 8th spot. But for this, you're going up against Endpoint, winning 2 regionals. It's always going to be hard, so you're looking to really just make this go to Game 7, and I think for yourself, it would be a wonderful job done.
Well, a wonderful job in that situation here. But, gentlemen, I think we've been agreeing for a majority of the broadcast so far. I like a bit of disagreement. How about maybe with a little style of an RLCS thumbs up, thumbs down with you, Swiss's Boyo and, of course, Spooks here. Let's see if it's Seiko. Is he been an improvement with this Endpoint roster? I presume this is going to be at least somewhat of an agreement overall here. Is it been successful? We'll start with you, Spooks.
Yes. How could you not say it's an improvement? That's the biggest thumb up you can put for anyone. Winning 2 regionals. How much more do you need?
Well, I don't know there. Suesus, Boyle, do you sit there and agree with that there, or any form of disagreements, or has the other two just stepped up to the plate?
Of course, he's fantastic, isn't he? He's a brilliant player every single time. Endpoint, they've just been contenders for every single regional, and as well, going into the major, didn't really do too well. But, you know, I say didn't do too well. They made top 8. That's a pretty formidable effort. But they kind of were expected to go a bit further. But yeah, definitely Seiko was a fantastic addition.
All right, well, sir, scrap the rest of this one. We'll just move straight on to predictions because, Suesus, we'll start with you. Best of 7. Let's not forget this here. Who's going to take it?
Oh, it's got to be Endpoint all day, every day. I'm going to say it's going to be a 4-1 series as well.
Boyle?
I'm going to go against the grain. I do think Endpoint are the favourites, but I'm going to go for Queso. I have faith in Queso, and I think they're going to take it 4-2.
Well, there's been a slight disagreement, but gentlemen, thank you very much for your opinion as we are slowly moving on to our next series, what is Queso and Endpoint and Spooks. We heard those two. Are we going to see a more dividing in terms of this production here? Because I believe you'd be hinting towards Endpoint. That's where at least our green room conversation was so far.
Well, I actually wanted to go against the grain, but then Boyo just took the spotlight from me, so Endpoint. It's hard to go against them right now. They're looking more on fire. They, of course, did really well in the majors, especially for a first major in so long. I said before, winning 2 regionals is no joke, and against Team Queso, who I still respect highly, it's just not going to happen. Team Endpoint all the way.
Well, I was going to be the one who was going to disagree as well. I think Queso will provide some entertainment. I like to see an upset, and we haven't really had one yet, so we'll say that is the case. Don't forget, on each channel you can have your predictions, and say I know our good friends over in Rocket Big is streaming in French just in case as well too. Our matches moving quite shortly, but we'll talk about more about those points here, Spooks, because we do know Endpoint has a decent track record, but let's not forget this, it is 2-1 their head-to-head record in the recent RLCS. They haven't actually played during the qualifiers, obviously. Endpoint was one of the invited teams, so there was no need for them to play against each other. But it was the invitational of the RLCS when they had played, and it was a Queso win. Let's not forget about this. They did have and can beat Endpoint, but not recently.
I look at that invitational win more so in a way that it's the first time we really saw Endpoint playing with Psycho. It was always going to be a bit jittery, always going to be figuring out how things are going to work. And after that, they 3-0'd them and 3-2'd them. Endpoint recently has been the better one out of the 2. And yes, you can say, oh, Queso has beaten them before, but it's always going to be hard for them with the way that this team just works together, just vibes together, and is just looking together.
Well, potentially looking much better in those situations, but we might as well mention the full of the record as well too, that regional winners in 1 and 2 in the recent RLCS as well too, but the second one they didn't, and if my memory serves me correct, and I know Crapman will be screaming in our background, they didn't boot camp for that, maybe the potential reason why they did lose that one, and then in the major they lost to FaZe recently. And Spooks, we can sit here and break this into quite a lot here, but Queso, their record is slightly bewildering. It's just a case, can they step up here today?
Well, can they step up? That's for them to show us, and they do get off right from the get-go with this game number 1. It is right from the get-go. Queso looking good, and maybe a tiny bit of an mess-up coming around. You won't see too much from this game, so Endpoint has time to reconsider what they might need to do and just wake themselves up again, because that was Team Queso looking to get away right from the get-go.
Well, potentially, I must say I quite enjoy the the false start to that there. A bit more time for your predictions coming in as well too, but maybe Dignitas would have preferred a small reset here as well too. They were 4-3 earlier today, bit of a slow start from them, but Queso, to me, they have to come out starting really quickly. They have to get on the bounce, and we saw that especially with Yukio. What a performance he stepped in. Is there in the form of potentially Rise, or is Joyo going to be the standout player? I've yet to see them come up to the big stage here, Team Queso, and actually dominate a series against probably, if you want to call it, the big five of the European region?
Well, you say Rise or Joyo. I'm actually looking at Tatira. That is a name that doesn't get the amount of respect it really should be getting, because he alone has looked so incredibly good. Every time I've casted him, of course, with Navi, he looked amazing. He's doing things alone. He's setting things up for his teammates. He's pretty much doing everything all around the field for his team. If he can do that here as well, it would just help Team Queso so much more.
Well, so much more, and with that being the case as well, 50% win rate. But just to cast your mind back to a year ago, the warm-up edition of the Monaco Gaming Show, this lineup potentially would have been the legs of Endpoint versus Vodafone Giants. And if you were an Endpoint fan, I'm sorry to bring up old memories, that was a 3-0, but mind you, Virtuoso was on that team, no longer the case. But this game one finally underway with the right conditions here, and Rise with a decent open chance here, tries to force it through, not happening just yet, but there is a second wave coming across here, and the player that Spooks was highlighting cannot get it in.
It's kind of funny also to think about, yes, Virtuoso got kicked off Endpoint, he still made it here, still came here, and just barely lost to Dignitas with the reverse sweep. He still was on the stage to play, so all respect to that.
Huge credit to, of course, getting into these situations here, but Queso to the back lines here. They've earned a right here through the qualifiers, had a slip up in qualifier 1, and eventually got here through the fourth and final one here, as this one to the back line. Metanours, whip up the ball here until the follow through here, and good defense here. Seiko straight across, and that's goal number 1.
A good backfire right away from Endpoint. You saw Team Queso getting a tiny bit of a better start, but Seiko instantaneously punishes a tiny mistake, a tiny bit of a bad touch out to the side, and boom, it ends up in the back of your own net, and Endpoint opens us up right away. But this ball goes on to the side. It's Jojo taking control with the flip reset as well, and the Musty Flick getting it into the middle, but no one to find apart from Relating Wave blocking him off.
Potentially, with that being the case here, 90 seconds already gone by, that one goal going against Queso. We said they had to come out the blocks firing here. They have yet to do that here. Back across here, goes low. That's excellent. That looks like a wide open net. It is, and that is 1-1.
Jojo instantaneously punishing it back. It's a tiny mistake from both these teams, and you see it right away. You get punished. You cannot make a mistake here on this field with these players. You are not allowed to make those types of mistakes. It's what we like to see from these teams, and it's what we're seeing right here.
We talk about these teams not being allowed to make mistakes here. We talk about high-level quality. This team went to Sweden. We keep mentioning that fact. They were highly tipped off here, but let's not forget about it. If we cast your mind to the start of the season, Spooks, a lot of them had them written off as a team that wasn't going to do much. They had a youngster on the team who was unproven at that time.
Unproven? Well, I don't think anyone is gonna say that at this point anymore. Unproven can be thrown out of the window. He has proven everything and a lot more than what we expected or could have ever hoped for. But right now it's Fatira looking for the flip reset, doesn't get it past Psycho, who is in the right spot at the right time. It's now still Endpoint on the defensive end, has to get past Jojo. Just Relating with taking a bit of control. Fatira blocking him off, looking to get it into the midfield once again, doesn't get it because Relating Wave is in its path.
Well, at least into the middle here, that idea of a pathway is might be favouring Endpoint. Backs away, Force 50 and Metanours. Well, they have a bit of time here in the crucial match against FaZe. He was unfortunately not firing on all cylinders, and this is a decent couple of attacks here by Endpoint. Ricochets all the way back, 2 minutes still kicking around in this game one here. Endpoint not dominating, and Queso, they've grown into it. They've got a bit of life into it. Rise to bring it into middle, not happening, and we go back into this even battle.
A bit of life, but Relating Wave is taking away that life with this demo, and the spawn is just perfect for Team Queso. That is exactly what you need at the right time. Spawns in and gets a good pinch away from his own field. Now Psycho is in an awkward spot. Demo comes out once again from Metanours. Endpoint, they may have changed rosters a tiny bit, but their mentality is still there of if you're in the way, get out of the way, we're bumping or demoing you.
plenty of demos so far here, but there's always that sort of quiver. Ready and waiting here as this ball waiting to be popped up. It does eventually do so here off the ceiling, straight down. Unfortunately, Queso not able to get the full attacks going here. Back across into the middle here at Endpoint. Too sluggish. They're not able to bounce on the clearances right now. Are they trying to absorb all the pressure? Doesn't feel like it. It looks a bit lethargic as Metzenor is beaten. Relating Wave not.
And there comes a quick counter-attack that almost finds the back of the net, and Relating Wave, second time coming, and he finds it himself after a double fake. No, Seiko actually, apparently he touches that. Apparently he just touched that. Don't know how.
We'll let that one be decided by everybody else. Either way, the scoreboard's the only thing that everybody will be caring right now. 2-1. 40-odd seconds near enough to get the second goal here for Team Queso. Straight around here, forced into a ball. Left lingering for Joyo to do something with it. Force 50 across field. And Relating Wave redirects it, not with full control, however.
Back into the yard box. You see that Seiko with a really awkward save. Does get it though. Joyo has the control, has the flip reset. Can he get the touch? He brings it down beautifully.
If you asked me before coming in today's broadcast, this was the match of the quarter-final. Might be living up to the billing. What a goal. Endpoint baffled by Team Queso. 4 goals apiece, 2-2. And 22 seconds before OT. We shall have a bit more action here unless Endpoint would like to remove the option here as that's wide open. Off the line near enough here in Seiko. Right around here, 10 seconds, the full countdown. And Metzenor out of position. Relating Wave drops all the way back, and that is a cushion required.
It's still Endpoint on the orange side, but doesn't have the control. This ball would just drop on down. Game number 1. It's an overtime, and how exciting could it be as Team Queso trying to get onto the offense right from the get-go. Isn't able to do it right on there. Metzenor goes too high. Lucky for him, Seiko is behind him and Relating Wave behind there. All of them following up on that one mistouch.
First time these two teams played in the best of 7. We've mentioned about their track record so far. Want to make sure you're an Endpoint fan to keep squashing the hopes here, Queso. This is not the way to do it. Metzenor's low boost infield it shall be, but Queso comfortably into the corner. Infield pass only to be met by very little resistance here. Back into hopefully something will occur here, and that's a decent save by Joyo once more.
And once again, you can see Endpoint is looking for these demos. They're looking to create some type of disturbance on the defense. And while Joyo still gets the ball gone with 0 boost, you're not going to be able to follow that up. Leaving Endpoint once again to get out, but Rise, huge block. Can he get it again? No, this time around, Metzenor found himself in the right spot. Once again, it's needed and needed. Team Queso, when they set themselves up, they are non-stop following through. Maybe another backward touch, this one too high and put away.
Potentially, Joyo blocked and moves away down here. So sitting patiently into the back lanes, into the halfway line, just being blocked here by Endpoint. No, Crafters is sitting there, nail biting here, looking at the mid lane, looking at the passing lanes, and supporting his boys in blue. Here's the shot on target, saved off the line once more. Just pounding Endpoint, waiting to see where the break is, and the break not occurring, but it's a scramble in front of the box here. Endpoint should have been in the situation with a 3-2 scoreline, but somebody has to be back in time. They haven't until Relating Wave. Scramble from left and right here. This isn't breakfast time. It should be near enough, just starters.
Norris brings it back into the midfield. No one there to finish it off, so he has to go again. And can't do it all alone. Now once again gets another good touch. Still in front of the net, but not inside of the net. And right again, Team Queso survives their defensive hold and can push back out to the blue side. Relating Wave can't get it himself. Shots there from Joyo, but not past Metzenor, and Seiko has a bit of a breakout. Can he get it down? He does get it down, but the shot hits the crossbar. It means Team Queso can break out once again.
Strong moves in, waving around. Metzenor's control of experience on those wheels that he controls right now. Relating Wave waiting for the pass, never arrives, beaten away here. Endpoint Two in the back lanes. Is it enough to stop Joyo? It seems to be temporarily back into middle. We're now near enough approaching 3 minutes of OT here, but a shot to the side, and Rare near enough gets one in. Not happening. Just not happening here for Team Queso, but Endpoint lives and fights, but the post saves him for the second time.
If Living on the Edge ever had an image and a video clip attached, it would be Endpoint right now. They are not comfortable at all. They are definitely being pushed back quite a lot. Now Fatira has the control. Can he get another touch? No, not himself. And I see a couple of bumps happening there from Metza Norris. Brings it there again, but no one there to finish it off. Metza Norris has brought that ball in front of the net so many times, and it's just no one there to finish it.
That's the problem. When you sit there and want somebody to finish it, the follow-up's not there, and Spooks, somebody's going to have